up, broskis? It's your boy, the Ghosty Boy, and boy do I love consistency. So much so that I joined the cult of consistency. It's pretty similar to other religions, except that we have a heart attack when someone mentions a blue hedgehog, and instead of a Bible, we religiously play every mainline Pokemon game. Pokemon's the king of consistency. It's even the whole foundation our church was built on. I mean, come on, if you had to choose between Jesus and Kling Clang, you'd be stupid not to take a steel type in your party. It wouldn't be anything less than the work of the devil if Pokemon made a huge game that was completely different from its predecessors. Begone from this mortal realm, foul beast! In the name of Sheros, I banish thee from this sacred place! I should probably exercise this ghost, that way it doesn't come back and haunt me later. Sadly, though, I don't really know how to do that. But, luckily, I have my trusty Bible here to show me exactly how to do it! Okay, I got nothing better to do.
Pokemon games are the definition of what ain't broke, don't even think about fixing. I mean, sure, everyone loves a good Pokemon game every now and then, and there's a reason the franchise is so successful, and they do expand upon the formula with every entry, but come on, Nintendo! You can't just release the same damn game every year and expect gamers to buy it. We're better than that! Okay, maybe not, but that still doesn't change the fact that Nintendo's been essentially repackaging and fine-tuning the same game for the last 25 years. Something has to evolve or people will eventually stop caring. Not to mention, but if Nintendo were to make a AAA Pokemon game that was brand new and unique, they would break records for the amount of sales they would receive. Now, Nintendo aren't fools and they realize this. That's why on February 26, 2021, Nintendo took the world by storm by announcing Pokemon Cafe Mix Acorn present. Yeah! Oh, and a brand new, completely original open-world Pokemon game. I guess that's cool, too. The announcement of Pokemon Legends Arceus sent shockwaves throughout the internet. The first huge, brand new Pokemon adventure since... September 28th, 1998. I mean, yeah, you have your Pokemon Snaps and Stadiums. We're more spin-off than new game, but Legends is a brand new take on the franchise! To start off, the biggest difference from Legends to the main game is its open world. This type of open world is brand new, with the closest to it having absolutely nothing to do with Pokemon Quest. An open world creates so many new possibilities and experiences for the player to explore. Want to try default dancing with little Tommy after he utterly destroys level 2 Caterpie? You sure can! Ever wonder what a live-action Pokemon fight is like? Keep dreaming, kid. Tired of running through bushes? Now you can stalk that Gardevoir in person, you sick f***. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. First, you gotta play the game to give it a proper review. The game starts with a good old-fashioned reincarnation for my good broski God. No, really, God literally snakes you from the future and yeets you into the past. I guess it's less of a reincarnation, more of a cross-dimensional kidnapping. But come on, when you see a black screen that a light appears with God speaking fancy shit to you, you cannot tell me it doesn't feel like a good old-fashioned reincarnation. Anyways, this is just to give you a character creator, but I think it's pretty cool as far as character creators go. After you receive God's divine blessing, he first takes your iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Not my iPhone 12 Pro Max!
Then he kicks you off the battle bus on Fortnite, I mean the Hisui region. Wake up on a beach and are greeted by Dr. Lavender Town, along with Porcupine, Goku-ass, Blazers but cuter, fancier, and sicker, and the absolutely womanizing player known as Oshawott. So we talk with Professor Lavender Town, and he tells us that we fell from the sky. Oh shit, we actually did jump from the battle bus. Proceeds to unintentionally or completely unintentionally quote Willem Dafoe, then forces us to help him catch his 3 Pokemon who just ran away just now. Well, on my way to catch the boys, I run into my iPhone 12 Pro Max that got upgraded to the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. Phone's just your map/guide, giving you a mini-map and objective markers, but gets more features later on. We catch up to the professor, who apparently can't throw a ball at a target and is just vibing in place, so instead he gives his problems to a child by handing us a couple Pokeballs and telling us to go wild. Speaking of Pokeballs, apparently the Pokeballs themselves don't shrink the Pokemon, rather it's a skill all Pokemon have. Now, I'd rather not dive into the logicality of a Pokemon game because it's a fucking Pokemon game, but... Huh? Getting back on track, so catching Pokemon is actually pretty neat. The throwing of the ball itself is not all too interesting, just aim down by holding ZR and throw it by releasing ZR. There's a bit of gravity to it, so you can't just snipe a Pokemon from across the map. The real interesting part, though, is the Pokemon themselves. When you come across a lot of Pokemon, there are 3 states you can find them in. They can be docile, agitated, or aggressive. Docile is the simplest state. Pokemon in this stage just kind of vibe when you're near them. They won't run away or attack you. Hell, they won't even acknowledge your existence most of the time, making them pretty easy to catch. Agitated Pokemon, on the other hand, can be a pain in the ass to catch. If they see you nearby, they'll do whatever they can to get away from you and eventually flee. This means you'll have to sneak up on them or distract them, using the landscape to your advantage. And finally, the aggressive Pokemon. These Pokemon attack in the moment they spot you, making catching them pretty hard and impossible if they spot you, unless you battle them, which we'll get into later. You have two choices here. Either A, you can run and dodge their attacks until you lose them, or B, stand your ground and fight them. As I said earlier, we'll get into battling later. First, we gotta catch all three starters and follow the professor back to town. As you follow the professor into town, if you look around, you can see people giving you weird looks and wondering why you look so weird behind your back.
Is it really that weird?
The professor takes you to the canteen known as the Wallflower. You don't really do anything here. It's just a place for you, the professor, and Akari meet up to eat and progress the story. Oh yeah, Akari. I played through the story as a male character, so I don't know if Akari has a different gender or has a different name if you play as a female, but that doesn't really matter. What does matter is what she teaches you. Yeah, Akari's pretty much the tutorial/clumsy friend who screws up all the time and gets you to clean up her messes. Nothing really new to Pokemon, but I think she fills her role pretty well. So it turns out that the professor wants you to join a group called the Survey Corps, which is a subgroup of the Galaxy team. We're essentially just colonists from the 18th century. Like, they came from another land with technologies far more advanced than the natives. Gave them stuff to gain their friendship, and if we look into the future of Sinnoh, we can clearly see that they stuck around. Getting back on track, to join the Survey Corps, we have to talk to Captain Xylene, the leader of the Survey Corps. She's your standard, cold, straight-to-the-point leader. She says that to join the Survey Corps, we have to first prove ourselves by completing a challenge in which we catch a Bidoof, Starlings, and Stinks. Before we head off to do that, the professor lets us take one of his Pokemon and keep it as our own. Now we have quite the selection to choose from. Of course I'm taking my boy Oshawott, he's the greatest water type ever. Just look at the little guy! Akari takes us to the fields to complete our task, but before we can do that, we run to Olo, a merchant who really doesn't do much for us, gameplay-wise or story-wise. Most he does is give us a few tips or items, but he is our first Pokemon battle, so this is when we finally get to talk about battling. Surprisingly, battling in this game is the most normal part of the game. To enter a duel, you just simply throw your Pokemon at a wild Pokemon or talk to the trainer you want to duel with. Similar to standard Pokemon games, Pokemon take turns choosing moves to use against one another. Pokemon can faint if they run out of health, you can use items like potions and berries on them, yada yada yada. You already know that kind of stuff because you played a Pokemon game before, right? What you want to hear about is the new stuff, and boy does this game have it. When you're battling a wild Pokemon, you have to be wary of your surroundings, or else one Zubat could turn to 3 if the other nearby Pokemon choose to join in. Another new feature is the variant moves, which you unlock when you level up your Pokemon enough. Variants are different styles of moves that can be used at increased PP costs, with the two styles being strong and agile. Strong style moves allow you to deal more damage than normal, but a longer cooldown, potentially allowing the opponent to strike twice. On the other hand, using an agile style move will deal less damage, but you can likely follow it up with another attack. To make this mechanic more beginner friendly, by pressing Y, you can pull up a turn order menu that shows you the future attacking order, as well as the future order if you use a stronger agile move. Honestly, these moves add a lot of depth and strategy to Pokemon, and allow people to not have to estimate and guess who's going to attack next, or if you can get two attacks in. Anyway, so Oshawott absolutely kicks the shit out of Vol's Togepi. Then we head out to go to the front gate and meet up with Akari. When you're in the wild, you spawn in at a camp of your choice, being like most later on in the story, so right now you're stuck with the first one. At the camp, you can switch your Pokemon, buy items, change the time of day, accept side missions, return to the town and talk to Dr. Laventon, which I'll touch on later. You follow Akari to the plains, which teaches you how to catch and fight wild Pokemon, which I've already talked about earlier. So you catch your Pokemon, again listen to the Survey Corps as 0-star cadets. To gain more stars, you need to, get this, do your job, which is to, well, survey Pokemon. To do this, you'll need a Pokedex. Before you left, Dr. Laventon gave you a Pokedex. We all know what a Pokedex is, but this game easily does it the best out of any Pokemon game, mainly because it actually matters. So the Pokedex can be used in a variety of ways while in the wild to give you the edge and knowledge of any Pokemon you face. When you come across a Pokemon, you can bring up the Pokedex to check their research tasks. Research tasks are a set of challenges specific to each Pokemon. When you complete a stage of task, you gain a research point. Gain 10 of them for a Pokemon, and that Pokemon's full Pokedex entry will be unlocked.
Ah! Yes! Another research point!
Research points, as well as whenever you catch a new Pokemon, as well as other things related to those, will be converted into another set of points that when you gain enough of them, you can talk to Xylene and gain another star. Stars are essentially the gym badges of this game, as their actual functions are the same. Stars allow you to use Pokemon that are higher level. The more stars you have, the higher the level Pokemon you can command. After you do a bit of... You head over to Akari who wants to battle you. It's so one-sided, it's not even worth mentioning. There's also a lady there that teaches you moves, but I've yet to use her, so I won't be saying anything about her. Looks like you'll have to revoke my Virgin card.
No! No!
So after getting utterly humiliated by Bully McGuire, oh yeah, I named my Pokemon. I named my Oshawott after Beijing Canadian's Blastoise from the OG Pixelmon series, Pimpin, by calling him Pimpin Jr. I named my Shinx Bully McGuire since he looks like an asshole with 10 billion swagger. I called my Starly Lopez because... I don't know, I just want to name someone Lopez, okay? I didn't change Bidooft's name and just capitalize each letter because, come on, you can't get better than Bidooft. Humanity's creativity peaked with this. It's all downhill from here. I named my Geodude Dwayne because it's... And finally, I named my Drifloon MCS because of, totally unrelated myths and Pokedex entries about this Pokemon. So Kari needs us to deal with her problems since she just got her ass kicked by a bird named Lopez, which is to assist a Pro Clan member with an Alpha Pokemon. Alpha Pokemon are essentially stronger, bigger Pokemon that know moves that doesn't normally know. It also gives you much more XP if defeated. Sounds like another game/mod unrelated to this game. Anyways, a level 20 Cricket Rod is supposed to be the first boss you face. There's a whole cinematic and everything, but instead I saw a giant Rapidash right when I spawned in before I even knew what an alpha was, so I got curious and went to investigate. I walked near the Pokemon and thought, hey, this could be a cool Pokemon to catch and have as my own. It's in the first wild Pokemon area in the game, so it can't be too strong. Holy shit! F***ing level 40! Half my Pokemon had died in 3 turns! Getting the f*** out of here! Woo! That was... fun! So, after that life-scarring moment, I head towards the next area, which is where I was supposed to battle my first alpha Pokemon. I battle and defeat the Cricket Rot since it's painfully hard to catch an alpha. I just really don't want to spend that amount of time for a fucking Cricket Rot. Compared to the behemoth that was at Rapidash, this Cricket Rot was a cakewalk in comparison. After I defeated him, a reindeer comes down from this cliff and stares at me. Okay, this has meaning, of course, and later on I'm given a flute that lets me ride him to travel long distances much faster. Later on, you unlock more rides as well. When we head back from the mission, we run into a conversation between the Commander, Diamond, and Pearl Clan leaders. They're arguing about one of the Pearl Clan deities causing havoc and being struck by lightning, and being the good Samaritan you are, you decide to do the only logical thing and kill a god. The first boss in the game is this deity, which, with the permission of the Pearl Clan, go and defeat it to calm it down, or something like that. Boss fights in this game are far different than normal Pokemon games, since there's actually 2 different stages to the boss fights. The first part is throwing these bombs, not bombs, at it to lower its anger. You can actually beat the entire boss like this, but it's extremely risky. You can dodge, but if you get hit enough times, you'll black out and have to start again. The second part of the boss fight is when you hit the boss with enough bombs to stun it. That's when you throw your Pokemon of choice at it and engage it in battle. If you defeat it in battle, you get a huge advantage for a limited amount of time, where each bomb you throw does way more damage than normal. Once you deplete his health, he'll calm down, give you a hooky looking rock and dip. And that's pretty much the basics of the game. I don't want to go too deep into the game, since it's just the basic mechanics. I don't want this review to be 2 hours long. Also, the reason why I'm not covering or mentioning anything later on in the game is that I'd like you to experience it for yourself. I also skipped over a few parts like crafting and shops because... I don't know, nobody's perfect, alright? I also didn't mention any of the negative stuff like, oh my god, this game was not designed for the Switch! I get it, alright? The Switch and open world games were not meant for each other. They're like Valve and the number 3. But how the hell do you make Breath of the Wild, a game that Pokemon Legends Arceus was already said to look like by fans already, makes beautiful shots like this, yet you can't render fucking trees? But you have to keep in mind that this is a Switch game. Not every game's gonna look like a gift from God like Breath of the Wild. Another common argument is that it's not Pokemon. It's not anything like the other Pokemon games. That's the point! The whole reason that people are even trying out the game to begin with is because it's finally something different! The other main point that actually means something is that the game could get boring after a while, which never really happened for me. Now, it might be because I didn't beat the game in a single 48-hour sitting, but I think an experience of this game has enough in it, and the stuff in it is fun enough that I doubt you'll get bored of it anytime soon.
So after all that, I think I can confidently say that Pokemon Legends Arceus lived up to the hype. It's a pretty solid game, and if you're thinking about trying it out yourself, then I fully recommend it. Wait a minute, I just spoke highly of a non-normal Pokemon game! Oh, son of a... You know what? Being an anti-consistency Satanist isn't half bad. For starters, I finally get to play post-Genesis Sonic games.